Hello friends, welcome back, and yes, you're seeing that right, our once Platinum 2 alliance has fallen quite far these days. Gold 2, times are tough, times are dark. Today we're taking on the Champions of War, another alliance that we fought last season. This seems to be the reunion tour in Season 16. Going in with the trusty trio as usual, Void, Namor, and Warlock. Let's get right into it. So we're on path 3 again today, the Psychic Thorns path. Our opponents are running dodge, so you're seeing a couple of small defenders here on the first section. This is a storm. So I'm pretty wary of the evade nowadays because I feel like even though they lowered the chance to evade to something like 2 or 3%, so it's essentially in Black Widow territory. And conspiracy theorists out there would probably agree with me that I don't think Black Widow's evade is actually set to 3% because it seems to trigger much more frequently than that. So we're kind of playing conservatively here. Just kind of parrying, going in for a couple hits, letting the bleeds kind of do their work against Storm, and then firing off a special when we need to. And so yeah, conservative play on a diversity node, nothing wrong with that. She goes down, we don't take any damage, and moving on. Alright, so here we have an Elsa Bloodstone. I don't remember if this person is running suicides or not, but since we're going in with Namor, it really doesn't matter. If you've ever fought an Elsa in war with suicides on and you don't bring a mutant, you probably died to that fight. So again, the strategy here is basically just to parry and hit her only while she's stunned. You can see that she's running a few points in limber, so actually my third hit is hitting her outside of the stun debuff. So and then if she actually evades, she's going to counterattack you. So that works in parallel with the dodge mechanic. So even if her counter timer is up and the global node triggers the evade, it will still trigger the timer. I think that's a bit of nonsense. It works that way with Wasp too. Wasp can override her own shrink timer with the global evade. So yeah, that wasn't too bad of a fight. No suicides to worry about. So moving on. All right, we've got a Sentinel here on the right mini. The link was taken down for me, which is just aggression armor, not really applicable to the fight for me. This is an R2 Sentinel. This is, I think, the second or third time this season that we've seen an R2 Sentinel. And I think we have one in the war that's wrapping up today as I'm recording this. There's another one. So lots of R2 Sentinels, and I love Sentinel. He's a champ that I don't have above a 4-star. I would love to get one someday. He's just he's a beast. But sadly, not for my roster apparently. So yeah, we're just a standard Sentinel fight, just getting the degen working. Analysis is complete early, that's fine. I recall this Sentinel being very stingy with his special 1, and when I fight Sentinel, he has a very lengthy sweeping medium attack. So typically I get very impatient when I fight Sentinels, and I will often push them to 2 bars, especially when I'm playing with Void, because even if I happen to mess up the evade on his special 2, I'm protected from the incinerate damage, which is really the most dangerous component of his special 2 is getting incinerated. As we saw last war, I think, when I took one, or tried to take one down with Namor, and bungled the special 2, and the incinerates nuked me down instantly. So yeah, so fight is well under control here. He's ticking away, and we've got plenty of time left, so just don't want to take a hit here, and let the degen continue to do its work. You can see I've pushed him to 2 bars a few times here. The Sentinel that I was thinking of, the stingy one, might be the one I fought yesterday in War 5, which is, as I said before, still going on. So yeah, not much else going on here. He's about to go down, and we are about to move on. Accidentally blocked that. I guess my Dex wasn't fast enough, and it registered as a block, but doesn't matter because the fight was over quickly after that. Alright, we have a Dr. Doom on Masochism now. This is the first time I think I've seen Doom on this node. I've been complaining this season about just changes in behavior of the AI and just stuff not working right. The parry timer seems to have shrunk again. So in this fight, my dexes against Doom's SP1 just straight up don't work. And what ends up happening like 3 or 4 times, as you'll see, is Void just stands there, and instead of dexing back, he just releases the block, apparently, and gets tagged. So exactly what happens there. And so I don't know if the timing changes or something in the mechanics change, but it's really, really annoying. And this specific behavior isn't limited to Void against Dr. Doom. I promise you, I'm not just standing there and taking the SP1. I am actually trying to dex. The timing is, for me, the same that it's always been in terms of when I like to dodge back. Sometimes I'll dodge back too early and get tagged by one hit of his beam, but it's either that or I dodge it fully. So there we go. I got the timing right on that one, but I don't know, just stuff, it's all these little things, and, War is already the worst game mode, the most annoying game mode, and to have all these little, teeny interactions, the most minuscule timing inconsistencies, they just make the mode unbearable. I'm so tired of it. There is, you'll see a bit of a preview. There is a domino fight in the war that we just had going on today. It has one of the most insane BS interactions that, and that's saying something that I've ever been a part of in war. So yeah, that'll be coming up probably later today or tomorrow. But yeah, I'm tired of war. I'm tired of feeling that I am required to do it because there is absolutely no other way to obtain enough loyalty in order to pay for higher tier AQ maps. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I might take a break completely from not only this alliance but from alliances in general. I can't take it anymore. Alright, moving on, we got a Green Goblin on Buffet. This is a much easier fight than the last one, thankfully. Nothing to worry about in terms of block damage from the tactic either, of course, because it's dodge and not siphon. We take a full combo there, as you saw, because my parry didn't work. Speaking, I spoke earlier about conspiracy theories. I suspect, and I don't know how seriously I suspect this, that the parry timer has been shrinking by minuscule amounts over the past 6 months to a year. Just small enough amounts that they can deny something is happening, but if you're playing at an end game level, I think you've probably noticed the same. So. Alright, we've got a Hyperion on Buffet. We're going to go in here with Void. Going to heal him up. The strategy here is basically hope that the Petrifies get up before he sits there and crosses his arms and holds to a special 3. But just in case, we're going to put on an invulnerability boost there, as you saw. And let's see what happens. So, my strategy, what I usually fight Hyperion, is basically to push him just over a bar and then spend the next 2 bars of power baiting out a special attack, because oftentimes it will take that long. He tends to just sit there. If he tosses a heavy at you, that's a huge problem, because the heavy animation takes so long, and meanwhile his power gain doesn't stop. So fortunately we got really lucky. We got Petrifies up first, so now we can essentially play this fight normally, and I can freely push him to whatever threshold of power I want without fear of him getting to his SP3, because I will be in control from here on out. You can also see that degen's working. I think this is only an R4. I can't remember. And this is the Buffet without Indomitable. So if I dodge or dex him, he'll be dead. But unfortunately, I don't need to rely on that, and he goes down relatively easily thanks to the RNG finally being on my side for a little bit. Alright, moving on, we're up on Boss Island here. This is a Domino on Dismay. If you have frequented my channel in the past, you know that Domino with the dodge tactic is just very OP. Because for me, when I play her with Warlock, the only attack she ever evades is the first attack of my SP2. And then she'll sit there and block the entire special and then counter me, and usually it's one combo and you're dead. And this fight is absolutely no different. You'll see that I have the fight pretty well under control for about maybe halfway, maybe a little bit more than halfway. And then I'm trying to back off when she's lucky, as you'll see, and then I'm going to go in while she's stunned, hit her with a medium, and then immediately launch my SP2 to try and get it off before the stun expires, and she evades it, and then wrecks me, and then the Dismay Degen does me in. So, alright, so getting going here. She is immune to poison and bleed, which doesn't really matter for my counter. Backing off, I've kind of learned my lesson from attacking into her when she's lucky. Thankfully, we won't have to worry about being unlucky since we're going in with the tech champ, of course. This node also has Limber, so I'm trying not to use my parries up except when I need to. See, I baited the heavy there, then countered in and got her with the SP2, so the fight is going really well so far. We've got the armor breaks up. She evaded there, but I managed to block before she countered, which was nice. Power draining her because she's hitting me with the pistol shots into my block, which is fine. So now I'm kind of in a good rhythm here. She's being power drained from the debuffs and the infection, so I'm kind of keeping her under a threshold of power here. And now I'm thinking, I get to my SP2 and fire that off, and then that'll pretty much be lights out for her. But in the back of my mind, I'm very much aware of what's going to happen there. So there we go. She evades the special 2, and that's pretty much all she wrote. Hits me with a combo, stuns me, of course, and now the degen, you can see it's ticking down quite a bit because my combo was pretty high. And now I'm trying to play extra aggressive. It's a race against the degen at this point, and she has evaded twice since, and there we go. Hits into me, kills me, so, Domino shenanigans continue. The tactics make some of these fights so OP, such BS, like, maybe I'm just too frustrated and not thinking clearly, so had to heal up, of course, because using a buttload of items is required in war anymore. I can't spend my glory on actual items I need. I need to spend 100% of my glory on potions. So we're going to try and get through this fight without dying a second time to a Domino. That is my fourth death this season, and first to a Domino, so I guess it's better than past seasons in which I would die to a Domino pretty much every war because everybody was running dodge. Now everybody runs siphon. Alright, so she doesn't dodge the SP2 there, and we get her down and move on for the last fight, thankfully. Alright, last fight is an Electro on Unblockable Special 1. Electro is I think the only male small size champion, so not many people know that. So I'm going to go in here with Namor just to counteract the static shock damage, but I also need to be very much aware of his evade, so I'm only going to go in with 4 hits and then back off. Finishing your combos, not a good idea. And then I'm going to make sure to try and bait the specials as soon as I can, because what I can foresee happening is him evading right into a special 1 and then stunning me, and then I basically can't do anything. So I'm trying to make his power level as low as possible, and that was a risky hit into his block there. And then I think I fire off, yeah, so just for safety purposes, fire off this SP3, and this is a pretty easy kill, thankfully, after the last bunch of nonsense I had to put up with. So overall, not my best war, which has become a theme for the last couple seasons, I think. But we did come out of here with a victory. So our first of the season, we're 1-3. Lots of potions being used this season. 8 kills, 1 death to that Domino. But the win felt good. We needed it really badly. It's not going to save our season by any stretch. I don't even know that it's going to keep us afloat very much. We might move up into Gold 1, but not very high. I think Platinum is probably just not even possible at this point. But we'll see how the rest of the season progresses, and we'll see how I feel at the end of the season about continuing in this game mode. So, all right, that's about it. Please like and sub if you like my stuff, especially if you like to listen to me complain about how much I hate war. And we'll see you again next time.